Award-winning photojournalist Don Thompson is walking the only remaining block of storefronts in Tulsa's historic Greenwood district, once known as America's Black Wall Street. He explains that after the area was destroyed in the 1921 race riot, the community rebuilt itself. Restaurants, upholstery stores, grocery stores, you name it. The needs of his family and every black family could be met here.
Greenwood had at one time 600 and some odd businesses that were owned by black entrepreneurs, men and women.
By the 1970s, the heyday of Greenwood was over. Thompson says its demise came because of two forces. One, surprisingly, was desegregation.
Segregated businesses that at once kept blacks from, coming into their business, opened their doors. So a lot of black men and women bypassed those black stores and services and went to the white-owned businesses that previously had denied them services.
The second was urban renewal. It made way for the construction of Interstate 244. The interstate spans above Greenwood Avenue, and it is at that junction where you enter the OSU Tulsa campus today. In the 1970s, Thompson rushed to capture photographs of the area before the bulldozers were finished. Those pictures are included in his photographic essay called Hush, Somebody's Calling My Name. Included in his publication is a picture he took of Mabel B. Little, a civil rights activist who owned a beauty shop on Greenwood.
Her shop was burned down, and then she rebuilt it and started over again. And it's a story about resilience, it's a story about survival, it's a story about perseverance.
Thompson has an interesting story for every picture in his collection.
This was this man here is a very interesting story about him also. He was the first black postal worker in Tulsa.
Oh, wow. His name, Mr. Chapman Ferguson.
His first assignment on the job was to drive a vehicle to his assignment. Mr. Chapman did not know how to drive, but his supervisor knew that. So he wanted him out, so he just gave him the keys, you take this truck and drive it to your various postals. He drove the truck, he learned how to start it up and drive it in first gear. He didn't know how to back up.
Thompson also took photos of Mr. Smith, who owned the Shine Parlor. His photos capture the melancholy of the shop's demise. Today, the building that was the Shine Parlor still stands and houses the Simon Estes Foundation. A building that is long gone housed a barber shop that Thompson walked into soon before it was torn down. Thompson took a picture of the barber as the two talked.
And what he was looking at the bulldozers that were, and I get emotional when I talk about this. He looked at the bulldozers as they were tearing down Greenwood. And he got very, very sad about that, because he had been there on Greenwood for several years, and his business, he felt, was next to go.
Thompson's poignant photographic essay made it into the hands of President Barack Obama, who wrote Thompson in August of 2010 to say how much he enjoyed the book.
I was shocked beyond belief. I was really, really blown away by that, and I immediately had the book, had the letter framed, and now it's in my house, my wall, and it's for my grandchildren, and hopefully one of these days they'll take a look at that and say, well, old granddad did something back in those days anyway.